Hello and welcome to the Natural Havoc channel. We are a group of Twitch streamers that decided to give playing and streaming Dungeons and Dragons a go. We will be playing the 5th edition system, however with a few added homebrew rules thrown in. Most of us are very new to D&D, so please do be patient as we will still be figuring things out, and I'm sure we will make plenty of mistakes. This is the first episode of our homebrew campaign called Eros, the Tales of Veritas. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, the first episode's recording was lost. However, I will be giving a recap of the world and then the first session. The campaign starts on the continent of Veritas, where the year is 1468 post-tribulation. PT for short. The continent is split in two by jagged mountains and political power. To the south, you find the dominion of the deserts of Quirin, a once powerful nation prized on their tribal warriors. Now split into a collection of city-states united to form an independent region. Quirin broke away from the alliance of Veritas when the law came in to stop the slave trade, one of their most profitable industries. Thriving now as one of the richest regions within Veritas, they still hold their independence and often disregard outsiders. Beyond the borders of the Quirin deserts, you find the Spires of Ash, jagged peaks of grey and rock that once housed the dwarven people of Kazakh. Now turned to ash, it has become home for many wyverns and a tomb for the Kazakian people. Bordering the peaks, you find the Kajami jungles, a wild and barbaric land. Civilization still remains here, however most outsiders are not welcome. Many beast tribes and monstrous races not welcomed in most societies live within these lands, keeping to themselves and remaining hidden in the depths of the jungles. North of the Kajami jungles, we come to the jagged peaks which bisects the continent. A dangerous tunnel was carved years ago that goes deep beneath the earth, a pathway to either side of the continent for those that dare traverse. Northern Veritas is much calmer than the south, with the chivalrous region of Craddock to its east under the rule of King Julius Ackleton. Knights, squires and tales of heroes can be found there. Bordering to its north-east is the great region of Zotish, a large industrial region of mining. Deep in the mountains of Zotish sits the capital, which is famous for its thick walls and impenetrable fortress. The Zotishians often trade with Craddock and are allies still to this day. To the north is the Elenaston forests, once home to a strong elven people. However, during the Age of Darkness over 700 years ago, the capital city vanished with all of its citizens. Now just a few large towns of people living deep in the forest, tainted by a mysterious curse of where the capital once was. North of these forests is the cold, harsh winterlands of Kavak. Many nomads live here, braving the cold and defending their homes from large beasts and giantkin. In the centre of Northern Veritas lies the entrance to the Deep Roads, large long tunnels that burrow deep beneath the earth, once a mine, now turned into a punishment for criminals. Those that would normally receive the death penalty are sent deep beneath the earth to see if they can survive the dangers and escape with their lives and their freedom. However, this story starts in the west, in the region of Arantis. Here in the capital city of Arkenvale, you meet with a political debate. A new lead of rulership has been left to the public vote, each candidate plotting and scheming their way into power. Two main families lead triumphantly, while others play catch-up. Along the Amber Road, heading further west, you finally come to the city of Karas, and where this story truly begins. Karas, a huge mercantile city that hosts the celebration of the seasons. It's currently just a few days before Summer's Eve, and the city is welcoming people far and wide for the celebration. We find ourselves at the gates of the market bazaar, all manner of traders from all walks of life selling wares from the corners of the world. People from all over have travelled here to celebrate this glorious day. During this time, our adventurers found themselves travelling through the market bazaar, each of them arriving via different means. As they began wandering the bazaar trying to find what they seek, a nobleman by the name of Felix Featherstone passed by, protected by 5 armed guards. The market turned quiet as traders and civilians began to look on. Soon after, the traders and civilians started going back to what they were doing. A young woman suddenly cried out for help as a large group of hooded brigands and bandits began drawing blades. The party valiantly joined the fray, defending the townsfolk and protecting the nobleman. The party consists of a variety of different walks of life. Firstly, Contessa Colstar, a young human woman with long brown messy hair, wearing a chainmail, wielding a spear, short sword and shield, armed ready for combat, paired with a divine influence. Secondly, we have Donros, a large 7'8" tall Loxodon male with large tusks wearing dark robes, who tries to keep to himself and not draw attention. Thirdly, we have Eladrin, a wood elf gentleman that dresses well, but practical, with a long cloak and a silver tongue. Then Shion, a half-elven woman with silvery hair and a tanned complexion, with an expensive taste and a flair for the arcane. We have Maeve, another half-elf female, with blonde hair and hazel eyes, a woman that prefers the company of the forests to those of the city. Then Arcturus, a large, blue-skinned Vidalcan gentleman with various mysterious gadgets and an arcane affinity. Then Erhard Weirdstaff, a human gentleman wearing robes, playing his flute and casting arcane spells. And finally, Maeve's companion, Socks, a 9-inch tall mushroom man with a hunger for leaves, nuts and petals. Felix Featherstone addressed the brave adventurers and asked them if they would protect him, if they would escort him towards his home, and in return he would reward them greatly. The party and the nobleman's guards began to move out, running through the streets trying to get away from the danger. First they ran into a group of brigands attacking a nearby tavern. The group approached, scaring off the brigands as they run off into the market stalls, while saving the tavern workers from harm. Travelling further through the markets, they found a group of guards trying to keep an injured comrade alive. Contessa ran over to the aid, healing the wounds and saving the man's life. Leaving the guards, they make their way further through the markets to see a small child alone, surrounded by corpses. The party took the young boy in and led him toward the gates and away from danger. Finally, along with Felix Featherstone, the party and his guards, with the young child, they left the market, meeting with more of the city watch covering the exits for more banditry. Due to Felix's influence, the guards allowed the group to pass, though escaping the dangers. The young boy found his mother with the aid of Donros shortly after leaving. The party then continued on escorting the nobleman to his home. Upon arriving, the party realised that the nobleman's home had been a part of a robbery and that some guards had been injured. The party began entering to see what had happened. After a quick investigation, they noticed a few items had gone missing, one of them being the Orb of Eternal Fire, an artefact that both Shion and Arcturus had shown interest in. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was the recap for Session 1. Unfortunately, like I said before, we had an error with the recording and were unable to upload it. However, we have all the recordings going forward, which will shortly be uploaded. So please do subscribe, like, and if you want to watch more, stay tuned. There will definitely be more content to be had. Thank you very much. Take care, and see you next time.